Hi there and welcome to Connecticut Style. I'm Teresa LaBarbera. Jocelyn is on location shining the spotlight on Citizens Bank and the good work they're doing in the community. Coming up, we'll meet Citizens Bank President Ned Handy, and later on we'll hear from Myra Jones-Taylor from New Haven-based nonprofit All Our Kin. The organization is dedicated to empowering local families, and I'm here in the kitchen with Chef Tegan Engel and her son Io. Welcome to the show. It's so great to have you here.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
So we're concentrating on healthy meals for kids today.
Yes.
And not only are you a chef, you're also a food activist. What does that mean?
It means that I try to help people learn about cooking, learn about food. So I teach cooking, I help people build gardens, I work with schools to improve school food, a whole host of things. And I chair the New Haven Food Policy Council, so we also work on policy issues around food.
Terrific. And are you a chef? Do you like being in the kitchen with your mom? You do?
He's a great cook.
Good. And what are we making today?
We are making a sort of tortilla-style pizza, so all different kinds of toppings on tortillas. It's really fun for kids to help cook and delicious to eat.
Great. Well, let's get the show on the road. Look right into camera 3 and tell everyone what we're going to do.
Sit back, relax. You're having lunch with style.
Tonight, everyone wants to know who's gonna be dancing. But the only place to put the rumors to rest is right here. Dancing with the Stars' new cast reveal, live during Bachelor Pad. ABC Tonight.
Hello, I'm Dave McDermott. I'd like to have you come down here and join us at McDermott Auto Group to celebrate our 40th anniversary of selling vehicles here in Connecticut.
Drive away in this IS250 for only $339 a month, 36 months lease, or this RX350 for only $459 a month, 36 months lease. How about this ES350 for only $389 a month, 36 months lease?
You'll find a friendly, dedicated staff that is passionate about your total satisfaction. Come on and join us.
This is My Cool Smiles, the coolest place to go for your teeth on the whole planet. It's the dentist, but it's fun right when you get there. Mommy says it's easy because the people help her with grown-up stuff. Really nice people teach you about teeth, but it's not like school. That's Tyler. His mom comes back here to hold his hand.
Keeping kids happy and their teeth healthy is easy at Cool Smiles. All you have to do is call to make an appointment for you or your child.
The best part is, when you're done, you get a toy. Cool Smiles!
Did you know, when you donate your clothes and goods to Goodwill, you actually create jobs and opportunities for those with disabilities and challenges?
Give to the organization that gives back to you. Goodwill, helping your community one bag at a time.
Citizens Bank has been very active in the community this summer in programs worthwhile to thousands of children and adults alike. Joining me now is Ned Handy, president of Citizens Bank in Connecticut and Rhode Island, to explain the impact of these programs. It's great to have you with us.
It's great to be with you, Jocelyn.
All right, one of these programs is really dear to your heart because I know you're a father, and it's Gear for Grades, and this really speaks to the future of Connecticut.
It's a wonderful program, and we are partnering again for the 6th year with Connecticut Association of Foster and Adoptive Parents. They've been a great partner, and with them we'll hand out 400 backpacks in Connecticut to kids who might otherwise not have the availability of school supplies needed to start on an equal foot.
And it's so sad because that is such a big need, isn't it?
It is a big need, and we really want it to be a balanced playing field, and these kids will have a better start because of this. We're doing 27,000 backpacks across our entire footprint, so it's a really big program.
And the school years are about to begin. They really need these supplies.
Now's the time, and we're working with our colleagues and our customers who are donating supplies to fill the backpack. So it's a great community partnership.
And the value of this program, really, Ned?
It's really, as I said, to give kids a good start in school and have them on an equal playing field and have them ready to go and ready to focus on their education.
That's where we want them to be. Focus on their education. Education is so important. Also, something very fun that you guys do in the summer, and it's the 5K Summer Fun Run in Middletown.
Yeah, it's our 8th year. We had over 800 runners, 120 kids who did a 1-mile fun fun run, which I think is a great part of it.
That's what I would be doing.
That's right, yeah, I might do that too. 2,000 spectators, so a great night for Middletown, really for the store owners and for the community in general. Just a great, fantastic thing for us.
It really generates thousands of dollars. And where does that money go to?
Yeah, so it goes to charities in this local marketplace. We give it all to great agencies that are doing wonderful things in the community.
You've already, I believe, given away more than $500,000 so far this year.
In Connecticut, yeah.
And so how do you figure out where you're going to give that money to?
That's tough. We've got, well, our website, people can apply to us through our website, but we've also got people out in the community looking for agencies that are doing great things. And we really focus on 3 segments: housing, economic development, and human services. And so any agency that's doing great stuff that fits those general labels, we'll look at.
And those specific areas, is that because the need is so great there?
It's where we think we can have the most impact, and the need is obviously great.
And how easy is it to apply for these grants?
It's easy. I mean, we have the Champion in Action program, which you're very familiar with.
Yes.
Thanks for your partnership. And that is a fairly formal application process. But otherwise, it's really reaching out. You can contact anybody at Citizens, and they can serve your name up to our people for consideration.
Oh, they can, as you said earlier, just go onto the website.
Right, correct. Yep.
And some of the organizations that you've helped.
Great. New Haven Home Recovery, New Haven Soup Kitchen, Greater New Haven Loan Fund, the Anti-Defamation League, Greater New Haven NAACP. So we try and make it as diverse a group of agencies that we support as we can.
And it's really all across the state, aren't you?
Right, all across Connecticut. We're in 13 states actually, so we're doing this all over the place. But in Connecticut, we reach every corner of the state.
It's going to make you feel good when you know that you're touching so many lives.
Right, it does. It's a core belief at Citizens that we can only be as healthy as the community. So this is really a core part of our existence.
Now, something you're doing in the business front, which I really like too, because I have a son who's going to college, and I love what you're doing with this. We need to share this with everybody who has a child going into college.
That's great. You know, we really try to respond to what our customers tell us they need, and in these uncertain economic times, student loans are challenging, and so we decided to create a fixed-rate student loan product that really meets the needs of our students, provides some certainty of payment amount in relatively uncertain times.
Now, this is something that you said that you really heard from parents. They wanted this fixed rate.
Yeah, again, they're budgeting. They want to know what the cost is so they can plan for it and not have the risk of interest rates rising. So we created this TrueFit student loan product on a fixed rate basis just for them.
And that's what it's called, the TrueFit student loan.
Right. It's great. It works.
And how do they apply for this?
Again, through our website and through the branches, they can come into the branches and apply for student loans, and we have a student loan division that does nothing but cater to the needs of students.
And this will really help the families as well. This will allow them to really look at all their options.
Right. These are difficult times, and it's uncertain, and we want to do everything we can to make an education available to as many students as we possibly can, and this helps.
And education, of course, is really the most important thing that we can offer our kids.
It is key. I think it's an economic development driver.
It definitely is. And again, this also offers competitive rates. How does this offer competitive rates for the students and families?
Right. So I mean, we've for those who apply and are acceptable risk, we've given the best rates we can. We like to have a co-signer, and that makes it available to. The rates available to more students, but it's right now the rate's at 6.5%, which is a great rate for a student loan.
Lots of great information. Ned, thank you very much.
My pleasure.
And we're heading into the kitchen right after we return from this break. Join us.
Life before my new dentures was hard. I couldn't eat what I wanted to eat. But after I went to Aspen Dental, big difference. I could eat all the foods I love. They knew how to help me find payments that I could afford because I'm on a fixed income. And best of all, they have the most wonderful people in the office.
Right now, custom crafted dentures start at just $249. Call 1-800-ASPEN-DENTAL.
And I can't say thank you enough.
Take a little time to smile.
Screeching tires and shattered glass, you were just injured in a car accident. But what if I told you the worst is yet to come? Battling for months with insurance companies to pay a claim is sometimes worse than the accident itself. I'm attorney Vincent Trantolo. After a car accident, know that the insurance company makes more money when they take as long as possible to pay you as little as possible. For our 24-hour promise, call 888-TRAN-TOLO.
Has bad credit been giving you the blues? Don't let it keep you from getting a car loan.
At Bob's of Milford, we specialize in helping drivers with bad credit or no credit.
This brand new GMC Acadia could be yours for just $199 down or $199 a month.
Lose those bad credit blues.
With a new or pre-owned car at Bob's of Milford.
Bob's of Milford.
He just wants to get you a loan.
Open Sundays.
Finding a healthy meal that your kids will love can be tricky, but Chef Tegan Engel of City Seed is here now with her son Io to tell us about some ways to get kids to eat those green veggies. Welcome to the show. It's nice to have you both here.
Thank you.
So we're eating healthy today, and that can be tricky for moms, I would assume, to get their kids to eat greens. Any tips?
Well, I think people think it's tricky, but it's not really as tricky as...
You don't have to hide it or conceal it?
Sometimes we hide it. So some of the tricks are having some good staples in your house, either fresh or frozen vegetables. I often keep frozen vegetables for an emergency, which is how this recipe invented itself.
Okay.
And sometimes we hide our veggies under some melted cheese or mixed into a soup or something so that it's easier to get a larger portion of vegetables into kids' meals and adult meals as well.
I see. And we have a cookbook here. Tell us about that.
Yes, so New Haven Cooks is Cocina New Haven is a bilingual cookbook that was created through funding from the Connecticut Department of Public Health and City Seed, and it's a community cookbook I worked on for nearly 2 years to put together, and has recipes from people all around New Haven that feature fruits and vegetables.
Great.
Yeah.
All right, and what are we making here today?
We are making a sort of tortilla pizza, and what's wonderful about this recipe is that it's very versatile. You can put any kind of toppings on it, and we put a little cheese on top and put it in the oven. It takes just a few minutes. It's delicious and it's easy.
Is this one of your favorites? Do you like this one?
Yes, he does.
I want you to put hot sauce on it.
You could put hot sauce, yes, at the end.
Okay.
So, we have two kinds of tortillas here. We have a whole wheat flour tortilla, which is more nutritious than having a white flour tortilla and tastes just as great, and then a corn tortilla. So we put a little bit of oil on a baking sheet lined with foil.
Okay.
And put some tortillas down, and Io's going to help me top these off.
Great.
And then we're going to put some flour tortillas on this side, and then we have a lot of different kinds of vegetables, and also beans. When I'm cooking food for my kids, I try to think about having half the meal be some combination of fruits and vegetables, and then a portion of protein, like beans or meat or eggs, and then a grain. So we have our grain here, and then one of the easy, affordable proteins are beans. These actually came from a can.
Oh, you could do that. Canned is okay?
You can do it from a can. If you have time to make a large pot of dry beans, that's great as well. And there's a great recipe in the cookbook for black beans with sneaky greens. They're very easy. You don't have to soak them overnight.
Okay.
So we're just going to sprinkle some beans on.
This would act kind of like the sauce, I would assume, of a pizza, maybe?
Yeah, sure. So we put some beans on. You want to do some too? Come on over. Why don't you put some of the red beans on? And then we have an assortment of different vegetables. So you can use some fresh veggies like some peppers. This is some corn. Corn is in season right now, so I just cut this fresh corn right off the cob. But you can also do frozen vegetables. So these are just some peas and corn.
Okay.
You don't want to cover the tortilla too much because you want the cheese that we're going to put on top to kind of melt down in between the vegetables and get nice and crispy and delicious.
This is kind of fun, isn't it? Right? Making pizzas with mom in the kitchen?
So another great option is turkey is a nice thing. We sometimes have some sliced turkey that we use for lunch meat, but it can be you can use just 1 or 2 slices as flavor and protein for dinner. Okay. Turkey, apple, and cheddar is a wonderful...
Oh, that is a nice combination.
A wonderful combination. So we can have some apple, just put a few slices of apple on there.
Now, Chef Tegan, you also have a food blog where people can find some more information.
I do. It's called Tegan's Kitchen. You can Google Tegan's Kitchen and it'll pop up.
Okay.
And I have all kinds of things on there. There's recipes for cooking with kids, there's recipes for adults, and there's information about growing your own food and food justice work that I do around New Haven, and around the country.
Now, I'm assuming you probably have the oven preheated? to something?
I do. The oven is preheated to 450 degrees.
Okay.
So we can put on some vegetables like this. Broccoli I often keep steamed in my fridge,
ready to
so
go,
it's easy
right?
to pull out, but you can do it raw as well. You can also take some spinach that you chop up and put on. So I'm just going to show, we can do a little pinch of salt, or if you have any fresh herbs that you have at home.
That would work too, right?
That would work too.
Now, do you use a specific type of cheese, or probably doesn't matter too much?
I love extra sharp cheddar because it has a lot of flavor.
Okay.
And just hold on one sec. So I wanted to show one little trick that I use at home. I buy these big blocks of cheese because they're much more inexpensive than buying already shredded cheese.
Okay.
But I hate making a mess on that grater because it's such a pain to wash. So I just take a vegetable peeler and I just peel the cheese in these nice little strips like that.
That is easy.
Then you're not getting this huge amount of cheese, so it's healthier, and you get to just easily cover, I already cut some up here, we just kind of easily cover these tortillas.
Okay.
Like this.
Tegan, we have about 30 seconds left. Tell me about an event coming up in October.
Yes, the first ever food day is happening in October, and this is kind of like Earth Day, but for food.
I love that.
Yes,
Who doesn't like food?
We're trying to get people all around New Haven to do potlucks, cooking competitions at their churches, having a potluck in the street kind of thing. And it's just to get people in New Haven cooking fresh, healthy food and eating it together.
All right, well, we're going to throw these in the oven and we'll taste it at the end of the show. I want to thank you both for being here. Of course, you could find the recipe on WTNH.com. Stay with us. There's more Connecticut Style coming up after the break. And we're going to hear about a nonprofit organization that's stepping up to help families. That's when we return.
Hurricane Irene leaves a path of destruction in her wake. Now, as Connecticut cleans up, stay with News 8 and WTNH.com for the latest updates. Who's got your back? News 8 and WTNH.com. The Yankees play the Red Sox Tuesday at 7 on MyTV9. Baseball's biggest rivals meet again. Who will lead this three-game series? You don't want to miss this game. Tuesday at 7 on MyTV9.
I remember the moment.
I'll never forget that moment.
That moment?
It was a moment that changed my life. I'd been training with my team for months, and now we had been called up for the first time. The real deal. Wildfires were getting dangerously close to homes. At that moment, I got my first taste of just how important the Guard is to my community.
See how the Guard can be an important part of your life at NationalGuard.com.
I believe education opens doors.
So in New Haven, we expanded pre-K to cover every child.
These kids can now attend college.
Because of New Haven Promise.
Scholarship program started under Mayor DeStefano.
We built schools.
And raised test scores.
And I'm going to keep at it because I never forget who I work for.
In tough times, a mayor on the job and on our side.
I'm John DeStefano, and I approve this message.
Access to quality care is a major issue here in Connecticut and across the country. Now, an organization addressing that issue head-on is New Haven-based All Our Kin. And joining us now is board member Myra Jones-Taylor and Ned Handy of Citizens Bank. It's great to have you both with us.
Thank you. Great to be here, Jocelyn.
Now, Ned, back in July, All Our Kin was actually named a champion in action by News 8 and Citizens Bank.
Sure were, and what a great institution. We're thrilled to invite them into our family of champions in action.
Now, how did we choose them to be the champions?
So the category was youth programming, and they certainly fit that that category. And they were in a competition. There were several candidates for it, and they were selected by our committee.
How easy is it for programs like this to be considered to be a champion in action?
So there's an online application process. It's very easy. They have to fit the category for the quarter. And in this case, obviously, All Our Kin did, and we were so happy to select them.
Oh, this is great! Congratulations, Myra. This is what, $25,000
right,
is what you
right,
received?
Right, it's a lot of money.
So tell us about what All Our Kin is all about.
Right. Well, All Our Kin invests in women in low-income communities, giving them the skills and tools they need to provide high-quality child care to our youngest and most vulnerable children.
As a mom, I know how tough it is to find quality child care. So how do parents find you?
Oh, you're right. Well, All Our Kin people can come to All Our Kin, and they can find us on our website or by calling us, and we're in New Haven, and we are expanding actually to other parts of Connecticut shortly. But you're right, childcare is so difficult to find. I know one statistic is that in New Haven there is 1 licensed childcare spot for every 8 babies who needs one. So there's great need of quality childcare throughout the community, and especially in low-income communities.
It's extremely expensive.
It is, absolutely. And one thing that All Our Kin does is provides options that are affordable for low-income families. We're talking about communities that really have been affected by welfare reform or really looking for work, and it's often hard to afford childcare. I know I paid more than my mortgage for childcare, and I was privileged enough to do that. But certainly there are more families who cannot do that, and so we train family childcare providers who provide more affordable care in communities.
And so if a parent is interested in All Our Kin, what kind of programs do you provide them?
Right. Well, we really work with providers. So the beauty of All Our Kin is it's so simple, and yet it has an impact on providers, parents, and children. So we take providers who are at various stages of becoming a successful family childcare provider. And so we have a provider who just wants to know how to become a provider, isn't even really sure where to begin, up to veteran providers who've been doing it for 30 years but just want to become better. And so we can take them along, those providers who don't know what to do, we take them through the toolkit, and they learn how to become licensed providers. And once they're licensed, they can, or if you've already become licensed but want to be better, there are several ways that you can become a better family childcare provider with All Our Kin. You can have access to child development courses, so understand what the nuts and bolts behind a child and what it is that makes them do those amazing things and those frustrating things sometimes that they do. You can also get hands-on mentoring from from master teachers who will go in there and actually set up your room and change it so that it's more child-friendly, or help you with curriculum that's more stimulating for children. And there are also microloan programs. We actually provide zero-interest loans for family childcare providers because these are the quintessential small business owners. We're talking about providers who are in communities who are keeping their businesses open through great support like Citizens Bank, and we really want to make sure that they're still in business so they can provide parents with quality care.
So this is really one of the major reasons why you decided to name a champion in action.
The energy is unbelievable. 250 adults they impact every year. 1,200 children get quality child care because of the work that they do, and we thought that reach in the community was incredibly important. And obviously preparing these children for the whole education path and doing so early in their life is critical. So.
And this really opens up an opportunity for people who are who want to do something like this to provide quality child care.
Right.
Is there many people out there switching careers perhaps?
Absolutely. I mean, child care, family child care in particular, is one of these fulfilling, rewarding careers, but also extremely isolating and challenging. And so what All Our Kin does is provide this network of highly trained staff, but also colleagues and peers who are out there and supporting each other and saying, you can do it. It's difficult, but you can do it, and this is how. And statistics show, there's a lot of research out there that shows that family child care providers who are part of a staff-supported network actually do much better. One example, there was just an analysis by the Connecticut Center for Economic Analysis out of UConn, who just did an economic analysis of All Our Kin and found that providers who are part of All Our Kin make 10% more than providers who are not part of All Our Kin in Connecticut alone. So tremendous impact this organization has, and it reaches beyond the providers, of course, who are running these small businesses and are educators, but to children who require this high quality care, and parents who need to be able to go to work knowing that their children are cared for and are stimulated and will become these thriving, successful children that we need them to be.
Well, how can families find out whether their provider has had this help from All Our Kin?
That is such a great question, actually. So it would be wonderful if more parents actually would ask about All Our Kin. You know, are you an All Our Kin provider?
Exactly.
Because truly they are making a huge impact. We had this conference at Yale this spring, and the energy behind these providers who are often low income themselves, not making a lot of money, but are so committed to being skilled providers. And it truly makes a difference in the lives of children having these providers.
And we mentioned $25,000 from this.
We are so
fabulous,
grateful.
But as important is the visibility. So hopefully this helps All Our Kin become more known and helps them build a brand somewhat. And so I think, to your point, maybe this gets the name out there and builds the visibility through your public service announcements and through our branches and the visibility on our ATMs and on both our websites. I think that's one of the great things about the program.
No, absolutely. We are so grateful for the money, obviously, is going to go a tremendous way and have a huge impact. But again, being able to speak to the critical importance of those early learning years for children and the work of these people who are really on the front lines providing this critical care, especially in vulnerable communities.
Myra, Ned, thank you so much for joining us and for sharing the information about All Our Kin.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jess.
Oh, you're welcome. And we have more Connecticut Style right after this. Stay with us.
ABC Tonight. Everyone wants to know who's going to be dancing. But the only place to put the rumors to rest is right here. Dancing with the Stars' new cast reveal, live during Bachelor Pad. ABC Tonight.
Remodel or replace your old windows and doors with Marvin, the right choice. With sizes and styles for any project. Start your project off right with your guide to remodeling and replacement at ymarvin.com. See your Marvin retailer today.
Visit Rings End today to see Marvin products in everyday settings. Offering consultation and installation services, our professionals will craft a design that fits your home. Visit ringsend.com or call 800-390-1000 for your nearest location.
The Model Year Wrap-Up is going on now at Jackson Chevrolet in Middletown with something for everyone. Start with great lease specials like only $169 a month on a new Chevy Cruze, $179 a month on a hot new Malibu, or $269 a month on the versatile Equinox. Plus, save over $4,500 in rebates on select Silverados. Need a used car? Get an amazing 1.9% financing on select certified pre-owned vehicles. The Model Year Wrap-Up with something for everyone at Jackson Chevrolet in Middletown or at jacksonchevrolet.com. Find us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter.
Before Allegra D, congestion and pressure from allergies shut me down. After Allegra D, I can breathe.
Allegra D provides fast, non-drowsy, 24-hour relief of your toughest symptoms, even reducing swelling that can cause congestion and pressure.
After Allegra D, I have it all.
All right, we are back here in the kitchen with Chef Tegan and Ayo, and we are going to try these tortilla pizzas.
Yes.
They came out really well, a nice little golden brown from the oven.
Yeah, they just go in the oven for about 5 to 7 minutes until they're nice and brown. You can always put them under the broiler for a minute if you want the cheese nice and crispy.
Okay.
And then with the flour tortillas, I usually cut them in little wedges for kids because it's nice. It's like a little piece of pizza.
Easier to eat, that's for sure.
So this is our turkey, apple, and broccoli with cheddar.
Great.
And then over here we also have, these were our corn tortillas. So these I actually like to kind of fold up like a taco.
Okay.
And I fill them with a little bit of lettuce. Sometimes the kids just want them straight like a taco, but for the adults you can add even more greens, add some lettuce, or if your kids like lettuce. And then I use a little bit of yogurt here instead of sour cream.
Oh, it's healthier then, a healthier option.
Really healthy, and if you like some hot sauce, then you get a little bit of hot sauce on top, which adds some extra flavor as well. Ooh,
all right,
that's
and where
going to be
can
very
folks
hot.
find your blog and the book?
My blog is Tegan's Kitchen, teganskitchen.blogspot.com, and you can just Google Tegan's Kitchen. And the cookbook is available at City Seed, at the City Seed Farmers Markets and cityseed.org website.
Terrific. All right, guys, thank you. We want to say special thank you to Citizens Bank as well for all they do in the community, and especially Ned Handy. But most of all, thank you for watching, and make it a great day. We'll see you back here tomorrow. And in the meantime, I'm going to try this.
Which one?